What is the LCM of 3? Okay, it's 15, right? Because 3 and 5 can divide 15. Okay. And then it's 15A. Why did we put A here? Because A is common in these two denominators or in these two fractions. Okay. So if there's a common term or common variable, we put that here. Okay. Only once. Take note of that. Okay. So, all right. So what's next after this? So 15A divided by 3A. What do you get? 15A divided by 3A. So you got 15 divided by 3. You got 5. And then A is cancelled because, yeah, okay, A divided by A is 1. So 15 divided by 3 is 5. So 5 times 2, that's how you get 10 here. Okay, and then plus, okay, plus this one. So let's do the same process to the second one. So 15A divided by 5A, what do you get? So A is cancelled out. So what is 15 divided by 5? It's 3, right? So 3 times 3, basically it's 9. So therefore, your answer here is simply 19 over 15A. So that's it. Do you have any question, class, for letter A? No? No question for letter A. Take note that 15A is the LCM between 3A and 5A. Okay, so let's have letter B. Okay, so for letter B, we got here a different kind of question. Okay, so we got 3 over 2b minus 4c plus 2 over 3b minus 6c. Okay, so first step that you need to do here is basically find for the LCM. But before you do that, you need to factorize your denominator. Okay. Okay, so let me write the denominator. So how do you factorize 2b minus 4c? What is your common factor here? So your common factor here is basically 2, right? And then dividing this term by 2, so we'll have, so this is simply a b minus, so 4c divided by 2 is negative 2c, or minus 2c, okay? And then plus, okay, so let's factorize this. So we got 3b minus 6c. So what's your common factor here? So it's basically 3, and then dividing this term by 3, we'll get a b minus 2c as well. Because 3b divided by 3 is b, negative 6c divided by 3 is negative 2c. Okay, so we have our factorized fractions now. So let me just write this and this one. Okay, so what's next after this? So after this, we're going to find for our LCM. Okay, so look here. So what is the LCM of 2 and 3? What is the LCM of 2 and 3? It's 6, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, and then we have this common expression here, which is b minus 2c. So we are going to include that. Okay, class, if you're wondering, this is similar with letter A. Okay, it's just that on letter A, it's just A. Okay, so A is common, that's why we include A. Now for letter B, B minus 2C is common, so that's why we include B minus 2C as part of our denominator. Okay, so what's next after this? So we have found our LCM. So after this, you need to divide it by this denominator. and same with this. So 6 times b minus 2c divided by 2, what do you get? What is 6 divided by 2? Okay.
3.
Okay, that's 3, right? Okay. So basically, this divided by this, so this becomes 3, and then b
Yeah.
minus 2c is cancelled, right?
Uh-huh.
Because it's similar. So what happens with 3? So 3 times 3, that gives
9.
you 9. And then plus, so we do the same here. So 6 times b minus 2c divided by this. So this one becomes 2, right? And then this here gets cancelled. So what happens with 2? 2 times 2, right? So 2 times 2 becomes 4. Okay, so I think we have our final answer. So we got here 13 over 6 times b minus 2c. Okay, so that's it. That's for letter B. Okay, do you have any specific question, class, for letter B? Hmm? Actually, this is the trickiest part of this chapter. Okay, so this is letter B. Do you have any other questions? None? Okay, so let's go to letter C. Okay, now for letter C, your denominators, they might look the same, but they're not. Okay, they're different in a way. Okay, so let me write this. Okay, look here, I have h minus 2k here. However, on my next fraction, I have here 2k minus h, right? So what should I do with this? With the second one? Okay, so I can flip this and switch them. Okay, so it becomes negative h plus 2k. But it's still different from this. So what should I do? So I'll, I'll extract a negative 1 from here. So this is what will happen. So I'll factor out negative 1. So it becomes h minus 2k. Okay, again, I factored out negative 1 from here. So what happens with this negative 1? So this negative 1 will now be multiplied with this negative sign. Okay, so instead of now minus, it now becomes a plus. Okay, so that's what happened. Okay, so therefore I have now similar fractions. So I have here h minus 2k, and then I have now here h minus 2k. So that's the process on how 2k minus h became h minus 2k. Okay, and this is plus because after we have extracted negative 1, this negative 1 will be multiplied to this sign here, which is also negative or minus. That's why this thing becomes plus now. And then, yeah, so we have our h minus 2. Okay, so it's easier for us to simplify this. Okay, so let me just write it again. So we have 2h, and then now 3k. So this is equals to, so we have similar fractions, so just copy the denominator, right? So h minus, so this is now 2h plus 3k. Yeah, and then, yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's your answer for letter C. So we cannot simplify this further. So your answer is 63 over 40a. So the process here goes like this. So between 5a and 8a, so your LCM is 40a. So 40 divided by 5a, so get 8. 8 times 6, that's how I got 48 right here. And then same with this. So 40 divided by 8 is 5. 5 times 3, that's 15 right there. And then simplifying this, since this is similar fraction, So you just copy the denominator and add your numerator. So your answer is 63 over 40a. Now for B, we need to factorize the second fraction. So I'll just rewrite this. But then we can factorize 6b plus 9c, and that is 3 times 2b plus 3c. Okay, and then just write the numerator again. So what's your LCM between this? Okay, so basically 2b plus 3c is similar, so we add that here. Since we have 3 here, we also put that here. Okay, so even though 4 over 2b plus 3c doesn't have 3, it's fine because between 1 and 3, what's your LCM between 1 and 3? Basically, that's 3 as well. So we also include 3 here as our common denominator. Okay, so here, 3 times 2b plus 3c divided by this, so this is cancelled, so what's left? So 3 times 4, that's how I got 12 right here. So this, this divided by this, so this is basically cancelled. So what's left? We have 7. So 12 minus 7 is 5 over 3 times 2b plus 3c. Okay, so this is your answer for letter B. Now, for letter C, there are maybe some of you did the first one or the second method, but basically they're the same. Okay, for letter C, uh, as you can see, your denominators are in a different arrangement and different signs as well. Okay, so what I did here on my first one is I just arranged this in this manner. And then I extracted negative 1 as their common factor. So I have here negative 1. And then this is now 3k minus 2, which is similar with the second fraction. Okay, so basically I have here negative h minus negative 3h or minus 3h. That's how I got negative 4h. And then since I have common denominator, so just write them down. So that's it. So you can answer negative 4h over 3k minus 2, or you can basically switch the second fraction's denominator. So from 3k minus 2, just make this the same way with this. Okay, but then the problem is the signs are different. So what we did here again is we extracted negative 1. So we have negative 1, and that makes it 2 minus 3k. So this negative 1 here will be multiplied with this negative sign, and that's how we got plus here. Okay, and then so just write this again. So that's why you have 2 minus 3k there. And then simplify this. So this is basically h plus 3h is 4h divided by 2 minus 3k. Okay, so either way, your answers here are both correct. If you answer this one, it's correct. This one is also correct. Okay, this is acceptable, especially the first one. Okay, so that is letter C. Okay, so let's have two more examples. Okay, now what if your fractions doesn't have any common factor? So this example here has something to do with fractions with no common factors. For example, let's have letter A. So here, letter A, I have 3 over x plus 5 plus 1 over x minus 3. Okay, so the problem here is that I don't have any common factor between x plus 5 and x minus 3. So what should we do? So basically, class, so the keyword here is just to combine them. Okay, combine or multiply them. But you don't have to simplify. So just write them together like this. So x plus 5 and then x minus 3, just like that. Okay, but then you don't have to simplify them. Just write them as is. So x plus 5 times x minus 3. And then what's next? So same process. So this divided by x plus 5. So x plus 5 gets cancelled. So what's left? So left is x minus 3. So x minus 3 times 3. So let's write it here. So 3 times x minus 3. Okay. And then plus. Okay, so same process. So this denominator divided by x minus 3. So x minus 3 gets cancelled, right? So what's left? So we got x plus 5. X plus 5 times 1. So we have here basically just x plus 5. Okay, do you have any question, class? Because that's the trickiest part of this kind of question. Okay, so that's how I get our numerator. So next is to simplify our numerator. Okay, so basically I'll have here 3x minus 9 plus x plus 5 over x plus 5 times x minus 3. So just simplifying the numerator, so I have there 4k for x. For x minus 4 over x plus 5 times x minus 3. Okay, and then that's your final answer. Okay, since we cannot simplify this thing further. Okay, do you have any question, class? Again, you don't have to simplify your denominator. You don't have to multiply this as x squared, let's say minus, sorry, plus 2x minus 15. You don't have to do this. Okay, this one is enough. Okay, so that's why your answer here is 4x minus 4 over x plus 5 times x minus 3. Okay, so do you have any question, class, for letter A? No question? Okay, so let's have letter B. Okay, so for letter B, wait, let me just write letter B. So I have 5y minus 4 plus, sorry, it's minus y minus 2, then here's 2. Okay, so this one. Okay, so for this question here, as you can see, class, we can factorize y squared minus 4. So what happens when we factorize this? So it will give us y minus 2, y plus 2, right? This is an identity. So let's write that here. Okay. So we have here y minus 2 and y plus 2. Then I'll just write 5y and then minus. The other one is simply y minus 2. Then yeah. Okay. So this one, class. So for letter B, you need to rewrite this. Okay. You need to factorize this. So you'll get y minus 2 times y plus 2 and then bring down 2 over y minus 2. So after here, what is the LCD now between these two denominators? Okay, so basically, what's common here first? You look for common. So this and this. So therefore, you will include that, of course. So we have y minus 2. So you just need to write it once. Okay, and then also we will include y plus 2. Okay. Do you have any question, class? None? Okay, so that's it. That's your common denominator. So it's a y minus 2 and y plus 2. So what's next? So divide this by this and
Sir,
this.
I have a question.
Which part?
So for the denominator, the answer, it says y minus 2 and y plus 2, right? But the
Yes.
other y minus 2, did you just cross it out because it's common or what?
This one?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So because here we are looking for common denominator, right? Since y minus 2 is common, so we should include that in our common denominator. Okay. Same with this. Same with there's a question like this. Okay, so same with this. So here you have 2b plus 3c, right? Which is common to both fractions. So that's why we include that in our denominator. Same goes with that example. Okay, same goes here. So since these two are common, so we include that in our denominators and also including y plus 2. Okay, including y plus 2. So let's divide this with this. So y minus 2 times y plus 2 divided by the same thing. Okay, so what's left? It's 5y. So this is 5y, and then minus. So this, wait, let me write that. So this one, y minus 2, y plus 2 divided by y minus 2. So y minus 2 gets cancelled, right? So what's left? We have y plus 2 times 2. So how are we going to write that? So 2 times y plus 2. So let's simplify that. So 5y minus 2y minus 4 over, okay, over y minus 2, y plus 2. Okay, let me write it here. So to simplify that, so my final answer is 3y minus 4 all over y plus 2 times y minus 2 over y plus 2. Alright, so that's your final answer there. Okay. Let's have number 1, letter A. So I have it here. So again, these are distinct from one another. So I chose them for each number. Okay, so number 1, letter A. So we got here 7 over 6a plus 4 over 9a. Now, I know most of you can answer this right away. So again, first step is to find for the common denominator between 6a and 9a. Can someone help me with this? So what's your common denominator between 6 and 9a?
18.
Okay, that's 18a, right?
It's what
18,
page again? Sorry, I can hear.
152.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. So again, 18a is your LCD or common denominator between 6a and 9a. And then what's next? So 18a divided by 6a. So 18 divided by 6 is 3. 3 times 7 is 21. And then 18a divided by 9a is 2. 2 times 4 is 8. So therefore, your final answer here is 29 over 18a. All right. So that's it. That's for number 1a. Now, for number 2, letter B, we got here 1 over 2b minus 3 over b plus c. Now, as you can see, there is no common factor between 2b and b plus c. And we cannot also factorize b plus c. So what should we do if the denominators are different? So basically, class, we just need to multiply them, uh, sorry, yeah, together, okay? So by multiplying them, it's just like this. So 2b times b plus c. Again, you don't have to expand this. Just skip this as is. Okay, so 2b times b plus c. And then what's next? So this divided by each of this, right? And then times the
Which one?
numerator. What's that, Tristan?
Which one? The divide.
Divide by their denominator. So 2b times b plus c divided by 2b. So what do you get? So 2b gets cancelled. So what's left? You're left with b plus c.
BC.
So b plus c times 1 is
One B
b plus
B
c.
plus C. Okay.
Okay. And then minus, so okay, from here. So same. So 2b times b plus c divided by b plus c. So this gets cancelled. So what's left? So you're left with 2b. So 2b times 3, right? So what do you get? It becomes minus 6b. So therefore, your answer here is basically c minus 5b over 2b times b plus c. Okay. So that's number 2, letter B. Do you have any question, class, so far? None?
No, no,
All right.
I think I know
Okay.
how to do it.
All right. How about letter E from number 3. Now, this one, again, it's different from the first two questions. Okay, so we got here 2m minus 5 over 9n minus 6 minus m plus 3 over 4 minus 6n. So what are we supposed to do first? Okay, we can factorize our denominators this time, right? Uh, okay, but observe carefully. So when you factorize 9n minus 6, it's 3. And then, so this is 3n minus 2, right? But look at this other one, or the other one. When you factorize this, you'll get, let's say your common factor is 2. So you get 2 minus 3n. Okay, now, what do you observe? Okay, these two are almost exactly the same. It's just that uh, they have different or opposite signs, correct? So for the second one, so instead of just dividing this by positive 2, I'd rather divide this by negative 2. Why is that so? Okay, let me show you guys. If I divide this by negative 2 instead, I will get a negative 2 and positive 3n, which is basically the same now with the other fraction. Okay, so that's the reason behind this. So instead of positive 2, I will divide this factor, this expression here by negative 2. So I will get a similar answer here. Okay, so with that, so let's factorize this now. So factoring the denominator for this, so I'll get 3 times 3n minus 2, and then just, okay, and then minus, okay, so what's the denominator here? So I'll use the blue one, this one, not this one. So, by the way, this negative 2 will be multiplied to this minus sign, right? So instead of minus, it will now become plus, okay? And then 2, and then times 3n minus 2, okay? Or maybe if you want, okay, so it won't confuse you. Okay, so negative 2 plus 3n, okay? But basically, they're just the same, okay? If you want to rearrange this, you can do that, okay? Just, okay, it doesn't matter as you won't get confused. All right, so that's it. And then again, this is not plus because it was negative 2 here. But then this negative 2 will be multiplied to this negative. So it's easy to say that that's why this is plus now. So negative times negative 2. So you got plus 2 here. All right. So, okay, wait. Okay. So what's next? So since this is your, sorry, I forgot to write this one, 2m minus 5, and then m plus 3. So now we need to look for our common factor or common denominator, sorry for that. Okay, so your common denominator is, okay, so looking here, what's your common denominator now? Between 3 and 2, what's your common denominator? I mean your LCM. So that's 6, right? Okay, and then how about this? So since these two are the same, so that's 3n minus 2. So I'll just do the same here. 3n minus 2, right? Okay, so this 6 times 3n minus 2 divided by this. Okay, wait, let me do this. So this one divided by this. So this is cancelled. What is 6 divided by 3? It's 2, right? So it becomes 2 times 2m minus 5. So let me write that here. So 2 times 2m minus 5. All right, plus 6 times 3n minus 2 divided by this. So this is cancelled. So 6 divided by 2 is 3. So 3 times m plus 3. So 3 times m plus 3. So what's next here? So I'll just combine them and expand the numerator by removing the brackets here. So I'll just express as one fraction, so 3n minus 2. So what do you get from here? So you'll get 4m minus 10 plus 3m plus 9. Okay, so we distribute, and then, so therefore, your final answer is what? So 4m plus 3m is 7m minus 1 all over 6 times 3n minus 2. So that's your final answer. Okay. So do you have any question, class, for number 3? Hmm? Sec 2? No question?
No.
Okay. So I know it's a bit long, but because you can just skip this part. Okay, I know you guys are good at this. Okay, but I'm just trying to show each step. Okay, for the final answer. All right. So let's have two more questions. Okay. So for number 4, I chose letter A, and then for number 5, I also chose letter A. So let's have number 4, A. Okay. So what's our denominator or common denominator? Do we have a common denominator? Nothing, right?
No.
So we cannot factor each of this, right? So what happens when we cannot factor it out and there's nothing common here? So we just multiply both of this. So we just put them together side by side. So we have 3a minus 5 and then 4a minus 1. Just that. Because yeah, we cannot find any common factor, right? So this one is your common denominator. So 3a minus 5 times 4a minus 1 divided by this. So this gets cancelled. So what's left?
3A.
And then 3a times, we have still 4a minus 1 here. So 4a minus 1 times 3a.
3A.
Okay, so 3a times 4a
4A
minus.
minus 1.
Okay. All right, I think I need space here. Move here first. Oops. Okay. All right. So, and then for the other one, this is plus. Okay. And I also need to extend my line. Okay. All right. So this 2 here divided by 4a minus 1. So 4a minus 1 gets cancelled, right? So what's left?
3A
This one
minus 5.
times
4.
4a.
A
So becomes 4a times 3a
times 3A minus
minus 5.
5.
So just like number 3, we simplify this fraction by removing the brackets. So this and this and then this one and this one. So we'll get 12
12
a
A
squared
square.
minus 3a plus
How do you get
12.
12? 3, 4, 8, 12. Oh, 3 times 4.
Yeah, this one, yeah. Then a times a is a squared,
A
right?
squared, 12 A squared. No.
And then this and this gives you 12 a squared again, and then minus 20 a, right?
Wait, 20, 5 times 4A?
This one, yeah, this one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, gives you negative 20 a. And then I'll just I'll write the denominator again. So 3a minus 5 over 4a minus 1. Okay, so therefore, what's my final answer here? Okay, so my final answer here is 24 a squared minus 23a over 3a minus 5 and 4a minus 1. So
Did you
that's
times or did you plus?
a plus, of course.
Mm,
Okay. So here, Tristan, 12a squared plus 12a squared gives you 24a squared, right?
Yeah.
Then negative 3a minus negative 20a gives you negative 23a, right?
Yeah.
And then just copy the denominator. Just that. Okay. Now, last question. Let's have 5a. Now, 5a involves factorization. Okay. Okay. So let me maximize my space. All right. So let's factorize our denominators here. So this is in simplest form. However, I see some expression here with three terms, right? So we have a squared plus 4a plus 3. So how do we factorize this? So we factorize this by guess and check, right? So this is a, and then how about 3? This is 3 and 1. Again, factors of 3, sum of positive 4. So 3 times 1 will give me 3, and then 3 plus 1 will give me 4. That means that these are the correct factors. So therefore, here, the factors are a plus 3 and then a plus 1. Okay, so let's write them now. Okay, so let me copy the first one. So 2 times, or 2 over a plus 3, and then plus, okay, so this one. So 3 over, so let's write it in factored form, a plus 3 times a plus 1. And then let's find for our common denominator now. So a plus 3 and a plus 3 is common, so we write that here. So a plus 3. And since we still have a plus 1, we also add that here. Okay. So a plus 1. Okay. So this one, a plus 3 times a plus 1 divided by a plus 3. So this is cancelled. So what's left? So we still have a plus 1. So a plus 1 times 2. So 2 times a plus 1. Then plus, okay, so basically they're the same. So cancel this. So what's left? You have plus
3
3.
plus 3.
Okay. So let's simplify. So this is 2a plus 2 plus 3, right? And then we got a plus 3 and then a plus 1. So therefore, our final answer is what? So we got 2a plus 5 all over a plus 3,
The denominator.
yeah, a plus 1. Okay, so that's our final answer.